Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maverick Mindset Radio Show. I am Adam Williams.
And I'm Ashley Muckenhop.
And this is the radio show for the dreamers and doers. It's for those who are willing to step into the arena.
Some call us the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers.
We don't accept the status quo. We leave the world better than we find it.
We approach each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We maintain irrational optimism about the future.
This is the Maverick Mindset Radio Show, brought to you by me, Adam Williams. Oh, man. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and I'm already sweating.
You've had weeks for material.
Yes.
To build.
Yes. It's just been boiling inside of me, and
It's all coming out today.
I have worked myself up into a lather.
Thought you were gonna say like tizzy.
No, tizzy. No, I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock and roll. What is this? Show 67?
67.
We didn't even pick a topic. I'm like, let's just show up and talk.
You're like, I'm
because
gonna wing it.
I got
Yeah.
a lot I got to get off my chest.
You're like, I'm gonna rage.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Because it's like, I was thinking about it a lot this morning on the way in. Like, we took, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks off.
Yep.
A lot of travel and stuff going on. And I was in the groove with this show that I could kind of just show up and wing it, and it was really, really good. So driving in this morning, it's like, I got to remember how to drive here. Which actually, they opened up Jordan Road finally.
More on time than any other show, by the way. Normally I'm sweating a little because it's down to the minute.
Yeah, it's the new school year.
Yeah.
Royce starts earlier, so I've like acclimated to that. So, new year, new me.
I was really happy there was parking.
There was a lot of parking.
Yeah, I wasn't used to that.
Yeah. Maybe people have election day hangover.
That's true.
And they're going to be late to work today. Horrible reason to be late to work.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to jump into this.
Yep.
I got a lot I want to cover today. But before we do all of that, our official title today is Closing Time, Year-End Tax Planning, and Off-the-Cuff Talk. All right, good enough.
Yep.
As always, blowing your minds every Wednesday at 9, going live at 9:05. You can find us on Facebook, Maverick Mindset Radio. We're streaming on Spotify. Well, our episodes are on Spotify.
Yep.
We're streaming on YouTube. Episodes are also on Apple Podcasts. And then, of course, you can get more information at maverickmindsetradio.com. I'm skipping your quote.
You didn't like it?
No, I'm skipping. I'm putting it on the back burner for
Okay,
now.
okay.
I got a lot to talk about.
All right.
Let me ask you a
Let's
question.
just jump. Oh, great.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Man.
How much longer are you going to wait?
For
what you want?
that is a good question.
I've had 6 weeks to think about it.
How much longer am I going to wait? I don't know.
That's the worst
Until
answer
I
possible.
don't.
Yeah.
I get what I want.
Right? It's like, hey, I want some heat, but I'm not going to put any wood on the fire.
Yeah.
When are you going to be warm? When this fire produces heat. When are you going to put wood on it? I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you. There's an action
Yeah.
supposed to be happening here.
Where you are right now, whether you like it or not, here's how you got here. You're living the results of your decisions from 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 24 months ago,
Yep.
10 years ago. And if you're sitting in a spot right now that doesn't inspire you, if you feel stuck, if you don't have what you want to have, if you aren't the type of person that you want to be, if you aren't doing the things that you want to do, it's a result of your past decisions. Yet here you sit saying, I'm going to keep waiting.
How do people know what to do? I think that's
They don't. You just do it.
Do
That's a great
but-
question.
but
How
do
do you know
what?
what to do? How do you know what to do? All
Yeah.
right, so you have an idea of what you want, and then you take a step in that direction. And then you look and you say, am I closer or farther away? You're playing hot and cold. My 6-year-old gets this.
Yep.
7, 8. She's 8. But she got it when she was 6, all right?
That's great.
I had to do a lot of math there.
Welcome
but
to my world.
my 6-year-old got it, right?
Yeah.
The reason I said 6 is I was thinking about when we first moved into this house, and I'm literally picturing playing the game in our living room with her back then. But that's it. Like, you have an idea of what you want. You have an idea of who you want to be. You have an idea of the things you want to do, and yet you're not doing any of it, and you don't have it, and you're not becoming that person. And it's because of your failure to decide that that's what you want, and then to act on that thing.
I think people get caught up in that. How do you know what to act on? How do you know, like it's a thing of how do you know what to do? You know what you want. I don't know how to get there.
Is that what you're waiting on? Like when I ask you how much longer you're going to wait, your answer is, I don't know because I don't know what to do.
Correct. I don't know what the right steps are. I don't know how to get there because I feel like.
Do you think that's true, or are you just saying that because it seems like an easy answer?
No, because I feel like I feel like I'm.
All right, give me an example.
I don't feel like I'm where I want to be.
Right.
But I don't know how to get to the next step.
Pick a thing. Let's do it.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm where I want to be, I think, successfully or financially.
Financially?
Yeah.
Okay. How much more money do you want to make?
Way more.
Okay. I'm going to give you two options. Mm-hmm. Only one of them is going to work on the radio. The other one we can do back at the office.
Okay.
The one that isn't going to work on the radio is we're going to pull out a whiteboard, and you and I are going to sit in a room with markers and a whiteboard until we map out 50 different ways that you can make more money.
Jeez. My mind can't think of like 3.
It's because when was the last time you tried?
I don't know. I guess that's where I get caught up. I feel like my mind, but I get.
Here's the real answer. You're not, and I'm personally attacking you on this show.
I know you.
But I hope that our listeners hear themselves and feel themselves in your seat. I don't even remember what you just said, but it was such a BS excuse.
Caught in that. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I feel like I've taken the right steps.
I don't care about your feelings. Are you doing things right or not? Are you getting closer to where you want to be or not?
Well, I've continued to. So
continued to what?
If you look back over the last few years, I've continued to grow. I've continued to grow successfully and financially.
Sure.
So I have to be doing something right. Mm-hmm. But every time I get to the next step, it's like, well, that's not where I wanted to be either. There's times I feel like I'm limiting myself. And that's my own, I was going to swear, whoa. And that's my own stuff. But like I'm limiting myself on the potential that I have. So the ideas to come to me of what to do aren't there because I'm like, well.
Okay. So step one is I said we sit down and we come up with 50 different ways. I want to come back. I want to circle back to that.
Yep.
But let's go the other route then.
Okay.
You're saying, I don't know how to get there. I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Couldn't you just ask somebody who's done it?
It's a pride thing.
What do you mean it's a pride thing?
To ask for help.
Oh, so you don't want to ask for help?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd rather be broke and miserable than look like an idiot who doesn't have all the answers?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We're 8 minutes in and I told you to bring the tissues and you said, am I going to cry? All right, I'll be nicer now. But let's start there, right? If you don't have what you want to have, and we'll start with the money thing. What are 50 different ways that you can make money? And I also suggest it's a heck of a lot easier to do it if you have a specific amount of money in mind, right?
This is so bad. This is live.
I knew I told you.
Dang it. I'm like, he said this word. I'm like, why would I cry?
Because.
My makeup.
Oh, I'm so glad we're doing this live. If we were pre-recording this, well, let's take a little break.
I know, right?
But that's the point. I think that this is a particularly important question this late in the year. We got 2 months left in the year.
Yep.
How much longer are you going to wait? And one answer is, well, I don't know, because I'm waiting for something. I don't know what. I don't know what you're waiting for, but you're waiting for something. Or it's I'll do it when other perfect things fall into place. But one of the problems is conditions are never perfect.
Yeah.
In fact, the more uncomfortable that you can get by swallowing your pride, by asking for help, by trying things that you're not 100% sure will work, that is actually the easier way and the faster way to get what you want. Yeah. Because it's not just going to magically show up, right? If I want to go catch a fish, I need to let's say I got to get in a boat, right? Okay. I don't need to stand on the shore. I want to catch a big fish. So I got to get in a boat. I got to take a fishing pole and I got to take some bait, right? I guess there's a chance that if I'm sitting in that boat, a fish will magically jump in and land at my feet. I'm not going to eliminate that possibility.
Yeah.
But the problem is that's what too many people are doing. They're sitting on the boat, drinking a beer, smoking a cigar, saying, I'm going to manifest a fish. No, you got to put some bait on a hook and throw that hook in the water and drive around until you catch something. And you may need to go to a different area of the ocean. You may need to go to a different body of water. But the only realistic way to catch that fish is to drive around with the bait in the water until you catch the fish. But most people are, first of all, they're not even getting in the boat. But if they get in the boat, they're cutting bait. Or they're planning, or they're thinking, or they're looking at the map for exactly where they're going to go. And they're going to, but the difference is there's no fear if you throw your line in the water and you don't catch a fish. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to care that you didn't catch a fish. But here's the reality. In the real world, if you go out and try things, even if you fail, nobody cares then either. They really don't.
Yeah.
Nobody who actually matters to you and your future version of yourself and your success, no one out there actually cares that you tried and it didn't work out. This is particularly important on election day. I have a couple friends, or day after election day. I have a couple friends that lost elections yesterday, right? That loss is short-lived. They're going to get back to work probably tomorrow and get back to the things that they were doing. And today, especially with how polarizing politics are, the other side's going to gloat. The opponents are going to gloat. The blue wave, well, Republicans are all idiots now. That's going to be short-lived, right? And then we're going to be right back in election season, looking at this again for the primaries that probably, when are we going to start campaigning for those? Like 2 months from now? No, probably not. It probably starts tomorrow, right? People are going to start announcing
I think people
things.
like physically get back to what they're supposed to be doing, but mentally they get stuck in the thought that I didn't make it. I didn't get that. I failed at that. I shouldn't have done that. I wasn't good enough to do that. Somebody was better. Now what? I have to keep going through the motions.
Write all of those things down and then really sit and think about each of them. I couldn't even listen to all of those, but one of them was, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
If that's true, right? Here's the thing. Every objection, every reason that you just gave is an additional opportunity to learn an additional lesson from that thing that you tried. Every single one of those. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't have done it. The other person was better. There's a lot of self-worth stuff in there that we could really dig into. But the point is, the really successful people are the ones that look at every single piece of that. What did I do wrong? What should I have done differently? Should I even attempted this in the first place? And then they go and make it better next time. Jackie and I spent some time on this yesterday. Actually, we have new employees starting today, and I want to talk about this a little bit. We were planning her onboarding, and Jackie rightfully mentioned, I get really frustrated with Jackie sometimes because she does look backwards a lot, right? Mistakes that were made, employees that we need to sue or punch in the face, vendors that have screwed us over.
Yep.
She really looks backwards on a lot of that stuff. And I get really frustrated because I'm looking forwards. Mm-hmm. Now, it turns out it's a really good balance between the two of us, but in the moment, it's really frustrating me because I'm always looking forward. But we're talking about onboarding this new employee, and she made a really good point of the last time we brought somebody into a position like this, here's the thing that we did that didn't work.
Yeah. Perfect.
Let's fix it this time. But the only way we would have known is if we took the shot at it the first time around. If we never hired that first person, which was of course a risk and a gamble then, and we're still to some extent paying the cost of that, but the flip side is we're still getting a return on that investment because we've learned the lessons to make it better for next time.
To do differently.
But too many people are happy standing on the shore doing absolutely nothing, thinking and waiting and planning and avoiding what they think is the downside, avoiding the failure, avoiding the lesson, avoiding the
risk. So you said it. That's the fear. It's the fear of the risk of of how badly it could go wrong.
Yep.
And sometimes you have a lot to lose. So you're weighing that. You're going back and forth.
Okay, there is so much BS in everything that you just said, but let's assume it's all true. Let's assume it's all true. There's so much at risk. Every time you bring this up to me, we dig into what's really at risk, and it turns out not a whole lot. But let's assume I'm going to allow you only because I can't swear live on the radio, I'm going to allow you to live in that BS right now.
Okay.
Let's look at the other side of the coin.
Yes.
The risk of doing nothing. The risk of waiting. What's the risk there?
You stay where you are.
Yes. And you lose another month of your life, another year of your life, another decade of your life. You're watching the same Netflix series over and over and over and over again.
Thinking you missed something.
Bro, I'm ready for season 2. Or season 3 or season 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm not ready for? I did during our little sabbatical. I did watch Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Nasty, nasty show.
Did you finish it? Is it
I finished it, but then there's a new series called House of Dragon.
Show. Wait, is it a spin-off of it?
Yeah, it's like a prequel.
Okay.
It's not as good. Spoiler alert. It was kind of fun to get through. And it was interesting because they're really long episodes. They're like an hour, hour and a half.
Oh.
And it's like, that's almost movie length.
I keep hearing people say to watch it.
You need to be mentally prepared. There is a lot of, I'm just going to get there. There's a lot of like rape and incest and
Violence.
children being involved in things and violence and blood and guts and gore, but there's dragons, which is pretty cool.
It's set back in the day, right? It's set.
Well, it's fictional, but yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's historical. But there's like magic and zombies and stuff
Zombies?
like that. Anyway,
All right.
can we get back to this?
Yeah, sorry.
Let me.
I was like, jeez.
So you haven't really given me an answer,
Okay.
you Ashley, co-host, and you friendly listener,
I'm
of
speaking
how
for
much.
us all.
Yes, how much longer are you going to wait? I don't know that you can. I don't know that anybody can answer that question without really examining it.
Mm-hmm.
There are things in my life that I wait for. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at least I have a plan and there's a decision about how much longer I'm going to wait. Most people don't even bother to make the decision.
Yeah.
They're going to wait until they feel ready.
Well, I have a bad habit of not making a decision until I don't have a choice but to make it. So for me, then I'm like, okay, it's not that I made it on my own. Like it's almost like you're forced into it.
You gave yourself an out.
Yeah.
Well, I was forced to make the decision, so it
Right.
went wrong.
Right. So yeah. So for me, it's like how long do you wait until I don't have a choice not to wait
Can you
anymore?
can you give me a radio friendly example of that?
Radio friendly exit. I don't.
Tell me a story.
I don't know. I feel like I do it with everything.
Yeah.
If you choose a place to move out of, relationships, friendships, even just like waiting to make a decision to buy something, right? I'm not doing it till I absolutely have to. I'm not gonna make the decision. Let's see how long I can.
How about our office? The second floor, it's cold in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
The second floor is cozy. The first floor is frozen
Yes.
because the heat isn't working.
Yeah. How long are you going to tolerate something?
Well, that's an interesting question because I'm not in the office every day.
Yeah.
So I'd show up and I'd go, wow, it's cold. And then somebody would call somebody and the professional would show up and we got 7 different estimates ranging from $800 to $9,600.
My word.
And then people dump all of those estimates on my desk, and then I go home and work for a couple days. And then I come back in and I go, wow, it's cold in here. What are we going to do? Well, one person got a space heater. And there are all those estimates still sitting on my desk. And then finally, must have been end of last week, I came in the office and I'm like, fix the heat. Just get it fixed, right?
Yep.
How much longer were you going to wait for me to make the decision for you? Mm-hmm. Well, the fear is you're going to do the $800 thing and it's not going to not going to work, or you're going to do the $9,600 thing and Adam's going to be upset you spent so much money. You know why Adam's really upset?
Because the heat's not.
I'm cold.
It's the fear of the consequence of what.
All right, so what's the consequence? Am I going to fire you for getting the heat fixed in the office?
No.
Okay, so what's the consequence?
That it was the wrong
This is a really
decision.
great. This is a really good example
Okay.
because this wasn't your project.
Yeah.
This wasn't your decision. You weren't involved in this. So let's go through it. We have an $800
Yes.
option. We got a $3,000 option, and we got a $9,000 option.
That it wasn't the decision you would have made. That would have been the fear.
So what?
But if it wasn't the decision you would have made, then that meant we would have done the wrong thing, right? Because ultimately, had you picked it, that would have been the right thing to do. So if we,
Why am I the expert
No.
on decision making?
well, because you're in charge.
So,
And you
you want to know the wrong answer? $800, $3,000, or $9,000 to fix the heat. You know the wrong answer?
No.
The fourth option, where you don't do anything. That's the wrong answer. Do something. And listen, there's people out there that aren't getting the lesson in the analogy here.
Yeah.
It's not about the furnace. This is about everything in your life. All right, so you do the $9,000 thing, the most expensive option. Part of the problem in our office is there's people that think Adam always picks the most expensive option. So there's a group in the office that are, if they were put in charge of this problem, they're going to do the $9,000 thing.
Yeah.
Because it's Adam's money, and he usually picks the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
Which is not true.
No, I think you think about it. That's the thing.
But,
I know you
but
think
is that,
about it.
does
before.
that guarantee the thing? Is that the best chance of getting the thing fixed? Probably.
Yeah.
Right. Probably.
For good, getting it fixed for good.
Yeah. Let's go the other end. The $800 Band-Aid. Right. There's people in our office who are going to do that because they're going to think, well, I spent the least amount of money, so Adam can't be upset with me.
Correct. Yep.
And then I'm going to show up in 6 months from now. Well, 6 months from now, if we still need heat, I'm moving to Florida. But 3 months from now, it's cold again. And I say, what happened? Well, the $800 thing no longer works. Can I beat you up for that? You made the decision for a reason.
Yep.
And then there's the middle ground, which is, well, I didn't want to spend too much money and I didn't want to spend too little, so I compromised and split it down the middle. Not really the middle, but you understand what I'm saying,
Yep.
right? Didn't go with the premium offer, didn't go with the cheap offer. That's what most people are going to do in that situation. They're going to hedge their bets. But like, did you evaluate it? Like, does that actually give us a chance of getting the thing done? But any one of those, if you actually examined it and you said, I picked the most expensive one because I knew it was going to solve the problem and we never have to think about it again, or I picked the cheapest one because I thought that it would, be good enough and I thought that it would work, or I picked the middle ground because it seemed like a fair compromise. Those are all reasons, and I will not get mad at you for any of those three reasons.
But not fixing it is
Not fixing it, I'm going to be pretty upset.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Replace Adam with your subconscious and your self-judgment. You got the $800 option, the $3,000 option, and the $9,000 option, and you do nothing. I'm upset.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is upset. You're disappointed in yourself. Yet most people will sit there with their space heater and their scarf and not fix the freaking furnace.
Well, yeah, we'll just tolerate what it is. Yeah.
That is such an insanely
when
accurate
you put it
analogy.
that way.
And here's the other
you
thing.
compare
I don't
it
know.
to
I don't know
a-
when it's getting fixed, but it hasn't been that cold. But it has been a couple weeks where like we needed the heat on. Would have been nice to have the heat working.
Yes.
And again, what were they waiting for? Waiting for
Permission.
me to make the decision so that they could avoid the consequences of that decision. But what they don't realize is they've actually suffered worse consequences, because I'm looking at people involved in the problem going, why don't you do anything? I hire you to do stuff, not sit and wait for me to tell you what to do. Okay, so Adam learned a lesson.
Okay.
Because I need to better empower the team. I need to educate them better that it's okay to go and do something and screw up, and I will always prefer that to doing nothing and waiting for me to give you the answer.
Yeah.
So I learned something from this process. I'm still upset you didn't do anything,
I mean,
but
it wasn't me, guys.
but I still learned from it, right? So now the next time this comes up, the next time the refrigerator isn't working,
Be like, get a new one.
actually that's an interesting example because we do have a new microwave.
That refrigerator's fairly new. That's been purchased in the last 5 years because the original one broke the first year I started working there, and we
Like in our kitchen?
and we had to bring a new one up. It took a minute, but the decision was made
I don't remember that.
to get. Yeah, I just remember trying to get it up those stairs and in through the vivid memory because I used to sit in the green room, so I just remember the refrigerator passing by.
All right. So here's the thing. There is no way for me to give you a story or an example or a lesson to make this resonate. You must experience this on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go and start doing it. And I'm going to give you a phrase that I really like that I heard once on a podcast that really resonated with me. And it's from Gary Vaynerchuk. He talks about there was a question to him about patience, right? Because, well, I don't want to be patient. I want to move. I want to act. I want to do the work. But also, you're telling me I need to be patient because it's going to be a long time until I get the results. So Gary's phrase, I'll never forget this, was macro patience, micro speed. Micro means like small.
Right.
So in the short term, act with speed. Move, decide, make the decision, take the action. Macro patience. It's going to take a long time for the result to show up. And the gap between those two things is why most people will not be successful as entrepreneurs. They can hustle, they can grind, they can do the work, but if the results aren't immediate, they're done.
Yeah.
They are done.
Yep.
I think the
they'll never
average
get there.
I think the average podcast goes 12 episodes.
Oh wow.
And then it fails. Because it didn't bring me $10 million of sales. It didn't bring me 10,000 followers. So macro patience, micro speed, or we've talked a lot on this show about process goals and outcome goals. The process, you must be impatient. The process, you must act fast. But the outcome, you must be patient because it will always take longer. It'll always take more time. It'll always take more money than you expect it to take. And in the gap there is where most people quit and most people give up and most people say it's not worth it. In fact, I don't know how scientific this is, but I have heard a couple of successful people who are in networks of successful people who interview and write books and things like that. And they go and ask, if you knew how, they ask successful people, if you knew how hard it was going to be, would you still do it again? And a whole lot of those successful people say, nope, I would have never done this had I known how hard it was going to be.
Oh.
Which is true for anything that you want out of life.
Yeah.
So I have a really fun contest going on right now with my friend Christy Zlatkis, who is
How are we doing on the contest?
This is a segue. Okay. So have patience, okay?
This goes till how long? What was end of year?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was I think we started maybe October 1st. It's 12
Yeah.
weeks. Maybe it's longer than that. But anyway, basically fourth quarter, 100 days, something like that.
Yep.
We're doing a sprint to see who can gain the most followers on social media. And it's not the most followers, it's a percentage increase. I think most of my accounts had more followers than hers to begin with. So a percentage increase, easy way to measure it. 5 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. And the idea is every single week we go in and we enter our follower count into a spreadsheet, track the growth, and December 31st, we'll see who wins. And I'm pretty sure it was like, there's a trophy. Of course, there's bragging, right? So that's the whole reason we have this competition. And like all great things, this literally started with a text message on a Friday, and we started this on Monday.
Oh boy!
It took us the weekend to negotiate the terms, but this is a perfect example of speed and deciding and executing.
Right.
Here's the risk if I don't win this. First of all, I'm a loser. I lost to Christy.
Yeah.
Christy.
Yep.
I shouldn't be saying this. The risk is I would be a loser, but I'm not going to be. But there's a risk, right? And she decides a nonprofit of her choice to which I donate some amount of money.
Okay.
And I have to buy her a trophy. And chances are the event that we're going to be at in January in New Orleans, she gets to go up on stage and tell everybody how she kicked my butt. So here's the thing. Whatever you're afraid of, Ashley/listener, is it's not a competition.
Yeah.
You are not engaged in a fight or in a battle, except the one with yourself. Mm-hmm. You do not have someone directly competing with you trying to do the thing that you're trying to do better than you're doing it. That's not true for most people avoid that situation. I have thrown myself directly into it. Okay. I'm afraid because Christy will make me feel really, really, really bad if she wins.
She really will. She's definitely going to.
Yeah. So here's what I've put into this. We're about halfway through the contest. And both of us jumped in, I think, really without a plan. Mm-hmm. In fact, it probably harmed me a little bit that I went the first month of the contest without doing any of these podcast episodes because they do help the follower count. Neither of us went in with a plan. But since we started, the first few weeks, I was posting daily on every platform, like creating some really good content, putting it out there, growing the follower count. That was great. And then I got kind of tired of it. So I took some time off and I started posting less frequently. And that was right around the time that she actually launched her podcast that she's been planning for 5 years. So here's a great example. The lesson repeats itself here. We decided on a Friday to do this. We spent the weekend negotiating the terms. We launched on Monday, right? A contest with very significant consequences. Okay, let's not forget.
Yes.
Within the first month, she launched her podcast that she has been planning for 5 years.
Oh.
How much longer was she going to wait?
That was a really long time.
Don't deflect. There's things that you've been putting off for longer than 5 years too.
Yeah.
So she launched her podcast. Great. Her YouTube account's growing, her Instagram's growing, her Facebook's growing. All right, let's get back to me.
Yeah. Was that the her launching that? Was that the push that she needed?
It wouldn't have happened without this contest.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Is if you asked her, how much longer are you going to wait? Which I think is a better question than what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for until I'm ready? Okay, well, that is not a thing. You cannot define ready, okay? The better question is, how much longer are you going to wait? Because most people, there's no answer for that. There's no answer behind which you can hide.
Yeah.
How much longer are you going to wait? 3 months. Why? Maybe there's a reason. Fine, great. But and at least it's deliberate and it's been thought through and it's been planned out. But most people, if you ask them, how much longer are you going to wait? They can't answer it because they haven't thought about it. And it's a well enough worded question that they can't hide out. This is where a little bit of training as a lawyer has been helpful. Yeah. You learn how to ask the right questions on cross-examination and they can't avoid the truth.
Yep.
Okay, let's get back to
it. You can't handle the truth.
Here's what I did. For the first...
You didn't get that?
Don't make a joke. It's very serious.
Such a good joke. How did nobody get that?
I hate lawyer shows and movies, so
yeah.
that's kind of
okay.
Was that A Few Good Men?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
That one's not bad. But I don't... Lawyer shows and lawyer movies do not appeal to lawyers because it's so far removed from reality.
What it's actually like.
And it's also a good reason why when people watch those shows, they have a complete misunderstanding of how lawyers actually operate, and it's made that whole world worse. All right. Every single week, I log into my little spreadsheet, and I put in my follower count. Yep. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. And through the first, I think it's 6 weeks of this contest, every week, my follower count grows by about 1%.
Okay.
Do you know how long it would take to double my follower count at that rate?
Oh, come on.
66 weeks.
Like, please don't ask me.
66 weeks, because it compounds, Joel. So it's exponential. I had ChatGPT help me with this.
66 weeks.
So if I have 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I post once per day on Instagram, every single day for 66 weeks, I will then have 2,000 followers.
Huh.
How many people do you know are willing to put in that work?
Not a lot.
Nope.
That's a long time.
Yeah. To only get from 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah.
Now, that is discipline. That is having a system. That is consistency, which most people aren't willing to put in that level of consistency. Now we need to factor in, what if there's a week where I'm sick or I'm traveling or I intentionally lock my phone in a safe because I don't want to be distracted by anything? If I don't have a system where things get posted for me, I'm going to lose a week.
Yeah.
So that's going to take even longer. So we need to plan for that.
Yep.
And then the flip side is, what if I do something to somehow increase that 1% per week? Posting
like
one
double.
day per platform grows at 1%. So what can I go and do to increase that? Well, I'll tell you one thing that helped. being on Brad Lee's podcast,
Yeah, that
was about a 20% jump on Instagram in 1 week. Great.
it's not your head.
That added about 10 or 15% to my YouTube followers that week. Great. Now, that was something that we executed on months ago.
Right.
That we recorded back in, I think, late July, that launched. So the timing just happened to work out for me. Don't tell Christy. But the point is, had I not decided to do that months ago, I wouldn't have received the benefit now. It was a big risk. Got to apply and coordinate and pay the fee and fly to Vegas and do the recording and hope it works out, because they don't edit it. It's I think it was like 75 minutes of just raw, uncut, unedited Adam and Jackie and Brad in a podcast studio. At least it wasn't live. And also neither of us cried.
Yeah. Great. Perfect.
But had I not made that decision months ago, I wouldn't be seeing the benefits of it now.
Right.
And had I not decided to enter into this contest, my follower count has grown probably, I think it's about 25% overall through this contest. That's a good start. Mm-hmm. But I think most people would put in 6 weeks worth of work and go, it's only a couple hundred extra people. Yeah. It's been a lot of work for that result. Now, the longer, if I do that first 66 weeks and I go from 1,000 to 2,000, what happens after the next 66 weeks? Well, I'd go from 2,000 to 4,000. I would double again, assuming that same rate, right? But that's the point, is that compounding effect. It takes so incredibly long to get that flywheel turning.
Yeah.
But at least I have my baseline. I know that posting 1 day per platform will grow my follower count at about 1% per week. Because I made that decision and because I took that action, now I can tweak it. I can do things to try and go faster.
Right.
And maybe it'll work. And if it gets me up to 2% a week, great, that's awesome. If it drops me down to 0.5% a week, whoops, let's go back to where we were. But if I hadn't made the decision and taken that initial action and stuck with it for a period of time, I wouldn't be able to adjust
right
course.
Where you're at, yeah.
What about all of the other people that had the opportunity to do this October 1st when we started it? Where are they right now?
They didn't do it.
The same exact place that they were at 6 weeks ago, except they just lost 6 weeks of their life. It is going to be October 1st, 2026, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. I just had not Galactus, Thanos. I just had a Thanos moment.
Yeah.
It is inevitable. It's going to be here. You can't stop it. The trains are running. So, how much longer are you going to wait? You just end the show 18 minutes early and go and get to work.
Just that. Leave everybody with that thought.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Conditions are never perfect. Mm-hmm. It's never going to be the right time to do anything of consequence. Is it the right time to eat breakfast? Yes. Is it the right time to eat lunch? Fine. Is it the right time to paint your fence? Well, I don't know. If it's snowing, probably not. But things of consequence, it's never going to be the right time. Conditions are never going to be perfect. And you're never going to avoid people thinking things about you, whether you do it or not. There's either going to be people that judge you for staying the same. I'm in that category. Yeah. Or there's people that are going to judge you for trying and failing. So let's assume the judgment is inevitable. Who would you rather have judging you? The people who are disappointed that you're not making a move, or the people that say, haha, I knew it, if it doesn't work out.
Oh, I don't like those people.
Yet those are the people you're living for.
Yeah.
Whew. Then there's those people who hang out in manifestation. Oh, I put it on my vision board. Okay, then what?
The opportunity will arise.
Then what? Better start planning. And then when you're done planning, better get to work. And even if you can't map out the entire plan, at least get some reps in, get some steps under your belt. Whew. That's a good one.
Yeah.
There was another one I heard recently that, like, what if you knew you were only one failure away? Or what if you knew you were 20 failures away? How fast would you go out and try to get to the success? Mm. And that's the thing, is I think too many people don't realize.
If we knew the unknown, it would be a lot easier.
No, here's the known. It may work on the first try. It may work on the 1,000th. But here's the thing that you know. You're only going to achieve it if you go out and try the thing. The fish is not going to jump into your boat voluntarily. the Bronco Raptor is not going to manifest itself in your driveway. Joel's like,
what is that? Yeah.
It's a cool car. I don't know why I picked that one.
I'm like, what?
I gotta examine why I chose that particular.
I thought maybe because you'd mentioned dinosaurs earlier, that maybe that was just in your head. Like it just came out.
Wait, when did I mention dinosaurs?
Game of Thrones. You're like, well,
dragons.
Dragons. Okay.
Whew. All right. There's a lot. I really want to unpack some of this, but we're not going to. All right. So here we are at the end of the year.
Yep.
You know what else has been kind of fun? I had a fun experience over the weekend. I went to a baby shower.
Just hold on, because I gotta picture this.
Your face was exactly what I expected. Yeah. No, it was actually somebody who was in the business boot camp, non-traditional baby shower, guys and girls.
Okay.
Kind of fun. So he's got a baby on the way. So we were chatting. Fun event. I don't think I've been to a baby shower.
I don't think I've been to a co-ed baby shower.
Right. That's what made it kind of cool.
Yeah.
100 and some people there too.
Oh,
like
that's
massive,
a big baby shower.
Yeah. I'm not that tight with anybody
Lord.
that I'd be like at a 20-person event. But so we were chatting, and there's this huge pile of diapers and gifts and toys and stuff there. And it reminded me, like, hey, did you buy a house yet? Because that was one of the things he was working on during the boot camp. He's like, oh yeah, we closed. We're in.
Nice.
And thank God we have a garage and a spare bedroom for all of this stuff, right? Because they wouldn't have had space for that otherwise. So we were just kind of chatting, and he goes, yeah, actually one of the exercises that you did during the boot camp is we mapped out where we want to be at some point in the future. I don't remember where we started, 3 years, 1 year, whatever. And we worked backwards of what do you need to do in the next 90 days, which was the length of our boot camp. And he's like, dude, I've just been checking those boxes.
Aw.
And like, here he is now, baby on the way, house purchased, ready to rock and roll, moving closer towards where he was going to be. I'll say October 1st, 2026, because that was the date that I just picked, right? Cool. So Jackie and I are standing there observing the party. They did a really fun thing where they made a bunch of guys carry 20-pound medicine balls and try all these different things.
Gosh.
Like bend over and tie your shoes, because that's what
Yes.
mom feels like when she's 8 months pregnant. So another guy comes up to me who is also in the boot camp. Haven't seen him in a while. How's it going? Great. I got a new employee starting. What?
Oh.
First one, right? It's like, tell me about that. And he goes, well, I had to do it, right? We decided as part of the boot camp that I had to go and hire somebody, and she's starting. I said, well, what's the position? Told me the position. I'm like, wait a minute, who is it? And he told me who it is, and I'm like, I know her, and that's actually a great fit.
Nice.
So I get home. I think that was Sunday. Get home, typical Sunday night, my phone's blowing up. I don't know what it is about Sunday evenings, but a lot of people think about me. I think it's like they're getting ready for the week, and it's like, I got to reach out to Adam for this, right? So I get another message from another person in the Erie Business Boot Camp.
See, I like that.
And he goes, dude, you told me to quit my job.
Did he quit his job?
Nope.
Ugh.
And he regrets it.
I know exactly what you're talking about in that conversation.
Mm-hmm. I should show you the messages, actually. He
Fear.
regrets it. He's like, the business is blowing up. The leads are coming in. I got the team helping me. We're making money. You told me to quit my job and focus on this.
Imagine what you could be doing if you didn't.
How much
job.
longer is he going to wait? Till he's ready? Bro, I told you 3 months ago. I told you 3 months ago to give it like 6 months, right?
Yeah.
I said, let's make the decision. How much longer are you going to wait? 6 months. Great. Let's work backwards from that and execute on the plan. That was the one thing he didn't do. Did all the other stuff. Business is blowing up, but he's
because he's giving himself excuses.
He's handcuffed by this job that he hates and he's miserable in and doesn't want to show up to Monday morning.
Yep.
Told you so.
Yep.
But instead, wanted to wait until he was ready. And listen, I'm not passing judgment. I'm saying that example is your example, is my example, is everybody's example out there. The difference is he went out and took some action, which most people don't do.
Yeah.
Now he's seen the results of that action, and he's wishing he had done more.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good feeling.
Yep.
That is such a good feeling. Doing something and saying, man, I wish I had done more of that, or I wish I had done it sooner. You know, that feels so much better than watching another episode of Game of Thrones.
Than doing nothing at all.
Yes.
And wishing you had.
Yes. But at least you stepped into the arena. At least you gave yourself that chance of success. yes, there's a chance of failure, but and we'll examine that some other show. Your thoughts on failure, your expectation of failure is really not as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
But like, get over your fear and doubt and uncertainty. And it's so easy for Adam to say that, because I don't know how. I don't know how to get over my fear and doubt and uncertainty. I'm going to tell you right now, and you have to believe me on this, and you have to act on this, because it's the only way you're going to learn. You get over your fear and doubt and uncertainty by taking action.
By just jumping into the fear and the doubt.
Another soundbite phrase. I'm not big on like quotes and sound bites. I think it misses the lesson when people just throw this stuff out there. But another one that really resonates with me: when you're overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. Do you know this one?
No.
Execute overwhelm with overwhelming execution.
Woo.
When you have so much to do that you get paralyzed and you freeze, you know what you do? Go and do stuff. Or I've been having, like, all right, real talk, I've been having issues recently with sleep. It's not insomnia. I just don't get deep sleep. And I'm now on my like 6th medical appointment to try and figure this out. I wake up, I'm still tired. My body is not healing. It's not resting. It's not recovering.
Are you breathing?
I had that test.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not sleep apnea. Although I got to do another test on breathing, but it's not oxygen levels. It's just I don't know. So maybe it's because I'm watching Game of Thrones before I go to bed. I am, and actually I learned so I had to go to Cleveland Clinic last week for this. And the doctor, the neurologist this time, said, well, are you sleepy or tired? And I'm like, I didn't realize there was a vocab test. Like, what's the difference? And she's like, well, tired is just like you're tired, but sleepy is like you could fall asleep. And I'm like, oh, I'm sleepy. Like if I walked out of here and I went and laid down, I could fall asleep. If I left lunch and went and laid down, I could fall asleep. If I picked up the kids from school and drove home and laid on the couch, I could fall asleep. I am sleepy. So you know my excuse? I'm too tired to do this. I don't have the energy to do this. I'm going to put this off because I don't have the energy or the brain power. I'm fried. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yep.
But you know what gives me energy to do the thing? Doing the thing.
Great.
I think Jackie heard it somewhere. You'll have the energy to do the thing when you do the thing.
Do the thing.
You will overcome the anxiety about doing the thing when you do the thing. You will overcome the fear about doing the thing when you do the thing. And there's one is making the decision and acting. You'll find that it turns out that it was never really that bad to begin with. But also, you become better equipped to deal with whatever failure or negative consequences there may have been, because you learn. You can't step up to the plate and take a single swing at a single pitch, and when you miss, say, well, I'm done. I mean, you can do that. And in fact, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Or they may stand up there for 2 or 3 pitches, and then they say, well, I haven't hit a home run yet, so I'm just going to go back on the bench.
Yeah.
Or not even on the bench. I'm going to go sit in the bleachers.
Yeah. It's not my game.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Yeah, it's not my game. I don't really like playing.
Yeah.
And look at all the people standing here laughing at me, which is no one.
I'm better to just sit over here.
So, and here's another one that we've been dealing a lot with recently. So we talked about taking a break from the show in October, and what did we focus on? A whole lot of marketing.
Yeah.
Well, what did that mean? October was a record sales month, but we still have a whole bunch of people that we're talking to that, well, I need to think about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. We showed you what your tax bill was. We talked to you about what your tax bill could potentially be. We showed you that there's a path to possibly reduce it.
Yep.
And in fact, if it doesn't work, we offer a guarantee on it. So we've shown you a path to fix your problem. We've de-risked it by saying, in fact, if we can't help you, you don't have to pay us, and you need to go and think about it. How much longer are you going to wait? Well, the reality with tax planning is November 5th. You've got about 10 days to really come up with a plan and start executing on it.
Yep.
Or else you run out of time and you've got another year of that excessive tax bill. 75 hard. This happens every time I talk to somebody about 75 hard who hasn't heard of the concept.
Okay.
Right? Most people I interact with have now heard of the concept.
Yes.
Thanks to me. But if they haven't heard of the concept, I explain what's involved. The workouts, the diet, the water, the reading, the time required to get this done. And every single person I talk to has a reason for not doing it that usually involves something like, well, I've got so-and-so's wedding, or I'm going on a vacation, or Christmas is coming up. But here's the thing. The reason why most people don't do it, a 75-day chunk, is there usually isn't a 75-day period of time in the year where it's convenient. And that's the whole point. Stop waiting for those perfect conditions, for the wealth, for the relationships, for the happiness, for the fitness. What else am I missing? Your spiritual life, to start the business, to grow the business, to try the new thing. How much longer are you going to wait? And I'm just going to end the show on silence right there, because you really need to think about it, because I bet you don't have an answer. Because if you have an answer to that, I think it's going to be a good one. How much longer are you going to wait to start your business? 3 months. Fine. Great. We got 3 months to plan and be ready to launch.
Right.
That is legit. How much longer are you going to wait to start your business? Until I'm ready. Until I have enough money. What else is
Until
there?
this other stuff's taken care of. I have too much on my plate.
Yeah. Until the economy calms down.
Yeah.
Until after the election. Now you want to tell me how much longer until you start your business? Well, until my kids are 18 and out of the house. Okay, fine. That's an answer.
Yeah.
But your touchy-feely answers of when I'm ready and when I feel prepared and when the circumstances feel right is not a real thing.
I'll just know. That's always a good one.
Oh.
I'll just know.
Yeah.
I'm going to
that's a
wake
good
up one day and it's going to hit me.
Yes.
Of an epiphany, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. You're waiting for a sign.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, listeners, globally, if you are waiting for your sign, here it is. You now have it. I'm giving you permission today to go and do the thing. And in fact, I'm giving you permission to go and try and do the thing that you're thinking about today. Like today, it's 9:56 a.m. as we record this. I'm giving you permission to go and do the thing today. And you know what else I'm giving you permission to do? Not actually achieve it. I'm giving you permission to try. And then I'm going to give you permission to try again. And then I'm going to give you permission to try again. But by that third time, you have to make some changes. You can't just do the same thing. Like, don't slam your head into the same wall 3 times. Choose a different wall or a different segment of your head to smash into it. But I'm giving you permission. Here's your sign.
Yep.
You're welcome. Call me and let me know how it goes. Thank me later.
Message and follow Adam if you tried.
That was the great part about the weekend is 2 people in person and 1 person sending me a message saying, bro, it worked.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of doing that program.
It was.
I wanted to see an impact directly in Erie, Pennsylvania. I didn't want to do this virtually. I didn't want to do it across the country. I wanted a group of business owners in Erie, Pennsylvania, where we can sit and have conversations and learn from each other and execute and be accountable and build a community. And here we are.
So happy
we
for
got
them.
Babies moving into houses. We got employees starting new jobs. We got people's businesses blowing up to the point where they're overwhelmed and they need to quit their job, but now it's been too late to do that and they're stuck with it. Not a bad problem to have.
Right.
Not a bad problem to have. Because you know the other alternative, let's say he hadn't done the things to grow the business, the leads weren't coming in, it wasn't going well, he'd still be in his miserable job. Mm-hmm. Except that much farther away from getting out of it.
I'm so glad he did it, because I remember having the call with him when, talking about joining the boot camp and kind of where he was and thinking about, signing up for it. And now, like, watching that progress throughout the whole time.
And let's go back. Cool. Let's go back to the beginning of that program as we set goals. Where do you want to be in 3 years?
Yeah.
If you can think that far out. So we knew what we wanted, but you know what? The objection we had to overcome at that moment. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Which is exactly where you started. I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to show you because I'm an expert, and I'm not going to show you necessarily because I've done exactly the thing that you're trying to do, but I'm going to show you because I know what it takes to get from point A to point B, and that one thing is execution.
Yep.
Now, you want to do it faster, you want to do it more efficiently, work with someone who's got experience with it, but the reality is if you can't afford that, or you're too prideful and don't want to swallow your pride and you have to, suffocate your ego to ask for help, fine, go and do it on your own. It'll take you longer, but I guarantee you'll be better off. Yep. So the next time we meet, and I say, how much longer are you going to wait? I expect an answer. I believe in you.